Hello, welcome to the Madhouse, another edition of the Soluri
No Guts, No Glory
Hour here
Welcome,
on
everybody.
Monday, May 23rd. I almost forget.
Is it 23rd?
It's the 23rd. May just happened to like slip by so quickly without the best weather, but now it seems like it's finally taking the turn.
Yes.
And we're going to head into some nice weather, and hopefully, we've been anxiously awaiting, and now the holiday weekend's approaching, so hopefully we're going to have that get out and get some vitamin D weather, which we all love to do, right?
Yeah, that would work on my tan.
That's right. We're working on it now.
We're working on it now.
That's right. That's right. So first off, I want to thank all, Vinny and I, on behalf of both of us, want to thank all the graduates. Vin's two daughters, Vanessa and Dominique, and my son Michael just graduated with his master's at a 3.906 grade. So congratulations to all of you, Nick Terzulli, and just all you young people, our future. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, reach for the stars, every single last one of them. Anything you try for is obtainable. So,
That's right. Yeah, listen to her.
Yeah, well, listen.
She knows.
I just think seeing the kids, all through the years, go to school and work 1 or 2 jobs even to, just have money to spend, and in between that and all the struggles of working and studying.
They don't make it easy for these kids today.
Yeah, I sometimes I often question if it were me, would I have been able to do all that? I would like to not think that I couldn't.
I know I couldn't, so I didn't.
I really know academically, it was all about music. And
I said screw that and picked up a hammer.
Yeah, it was all about music and phys ed for me in school, so academically it was tough.
I picked up a hammer and ran with it.
Yeah. But anyway, congratulations to all you guys out there, and just be careful. I know you're all going to go out and party these next few weeks. It's a great time in your life, but just be safe, be smart, and
don't drink and drive.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at, but I figured but good. I'm glad you said it.
They are graduates. They should understand that one.
That's right.
They know it coming.
That's right. We want to see you make it to your future that you worked so hard for, so don't drink and drive. The other thing we do want to just acknowledge, really...
Trump's running for president? Oh.
No. Oh. Frank Prince. We lost a dear friend last week. Frank Prince, he was a member of the Madhouse family.
He actually got us started. Our first interview in the Madhouse was on the Frank Prince show.
That's right. And he was definitely a character, but more than anything, he really had such a simple, pure heart. He liked to make people laugh. Yeah. And he was just really a really sweet guy. He always came and supported my band, Sheetrock, when we used to play out, and the Rockin' 45. So you will be sorely missed, funny man. Wherever you're at now, I just hope you're still,
telling jokes in the sky.
Telling jokes, but you will be sorely missed. So we just wanted to make sure we said that before we go any further.
Nice.
Thank you. Anything you want to say? Because I was flapping away.
No, you're doing pretty good. This is the new Janet show.
No, now it's your turn. Go ahead.
My wife, she can really give it out there. I like that.
Excuse me? That gesture was that was not really appropriate. But anyway, is there anything you want to add to the little
No, I'm ready to get this show started.
Okay, very good.
We got a really great guest tonight.
Do you want to announce our guest?
No, you're going to do that. I'm just going to sit here and tell jokes when it comes time.
Okay.
Make gestures.
That's right. Oh, my God.
I'm like the court jester.
So anyway, we have a guy here tonight. I know we have a lot of viewers watching, and if they're not watching now, they're going to be watching. We're going to get a lot of hits later on. Is a hell of a guy. I'm trying to think where I met him originally. But he is actually the singer in the AC/DC tribute band called Live Wire. And we would like to introduce at this time Chris Antos.
Thank you.
Chris.
How are you? Good. I'm very good, actually.
I didn't call you by your formal Christopher.
No, only my mother gets to call me that, or
that's right.
when
That's
you're in trouble.
That's it, exactly.
I get that too. Vincent? I said, oh, man.
It's either mother or legal stuff. That's it. Otherwise, I'll go by Chris.
That's right.
Well, telemarketers.
Welcome to the Madhouse. It's really great to have you.
I've been to the Madhouse before. Trust me, this is nothing.
You've been to the other Madhouse.
Yeah.
Well, we welcome you.
Thank you.
You're a huge talent.
You're tough to get into the studio because we've been trying.
Yeah, well, it's not because I'm talented. It's because I'm busy.
You're busy.
Exactly, which is a good thing.
You're busy because you're talented.
Well, no, I'm busy because, listen, we have regular jobs, and we have families, and we have kids, and we have mortgages, and we have bills, and that's why I don't get to come out here. If I was that talented, I'd be like Mike Del Judas playing the Garden every once a month and then playing the Paramount twice a month.
That's a great step.
Hey, listen, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Things can happen.
AC/DC is looking for a singer, you know.
Yeah, well, they should be.
Well, yeah.
We'll go there later.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that too. But you are the front man for Live Wire. We did speak, before the show earlier. I was asking you tons of questions. As everybody does know, AC/DC. Well, AC/DC, they formed when? Back in 1973.
73.
I was a mere 11 years old. Probably didn't really know much of their stuff back then.
First album, 1975.
Yeah. Two brothers actually formed the band, right?
Two brothers, and then there was other family members that were producers and writing.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Okay.
Right.
Australian
Well, they had an older brother who was popular in Australia. He was something like that in a pop band. So
okay.
It was in the family, DNA, if you will.
Right, of course, yeah.
And from what I understand, they've been through a lot of band members. There's been like 23, 24 members of AC/DC throughout the years.
Yeah, you're probably close to that. Yeah, somewhere around there when you again, a band that's together 46 years.
Yeah.
You're going to go through.
And, sometimes you have to make those changes to find the right fit.
Right. And
then, of course, things, even when you do find the right fit, tragedy strikes at times or health issues come up, especially, like we said, a band who's, 43 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
I'm almost 43.
Almost.
I'm not even near 43.
You're way past.
You just said you were 11 years old when they first came out. You blew that already.
That's what I'm saying. She's way past 43.
AC/DC is such a powerful, very powerful, strong sounding band, distinct Australian boys. First time you heard them, do you remember? Do you remember the impact? Did they make an impact then when you heard them?
Honestly, I probably only heard Highway to Hell, coming from my little Panasonic radio from WBAB way back in the day.
Exactly.
But I went to go see Ted Nugent on his Weekend Warriors tour. AC/DC was opening. I really had no familiarity with AC/DC and was amazed that first time I went, oh my God, what's going on here? And yeah, from that moment on, huge fan.
Yeah, they're of their own, there's nobody like them.
Right. It's a familiar sound.
And where was it you seen them?
It was the Coliseum. It was crazy.
I remember the first time I seen them was the Palladium.
Well, yeah. And you saw Bon Scott then.
I was like, holy cow.
I've never seen them, so I guess
It's Angus, right?
Yep.
Angus with the head shaking. I was just the music was just loud and good.
Yeah.
I just remember it was real loud, but it was really good. And at the time, I hated when music was loud. But like we've talked before, and you said, AC/DC's it's got to be loud.
There's a tone to that gets achieved from the volume. That's it.
You can't listen to it low. You know what I mean?
It's the kind of music like my mom and dad said, like, you're listening to that.
It's like listening and hearing Jimi Hendrix,
Well, it's amazing now that it's considered classic rock. It's considered. I was in Best Yet by where we live.
Right.
Just last week.
That's right.
I walk in.
I wonder why I never run into you. Because we're really probably 2 minutes from each other.
Away, right.
And never see you. I actually did
Told
think
you
of
I'm
that
busy.
the other day. Yeah, that's it.
But I walked in there, and they're playing The Jack, which is a song about gonorrhea. And they're playing it in the middle of a supermarket. And I'm giggling. I'm giggling as I'm buying my Taco Tuesday fixins. I'm just thinking about how ironic it is. I'm listening to a song about gonorrhea, and everyone else here has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, people are just shouting.
They're like their own genre. They're not classic rock and they're not heavy metal. Yeah, they're like aluminum rock. You know what I mean? It's not that hard metal. It's they
definitely have a distinct sound. As a matter of fact,
and there's not many people out there that could do AC/DC. No. Playing the music is one thing, singing it is a whole different story.
I don't know if I just got lucky or that over the years of singing it, that was the first time I went on stage in high school for a talent show.
And we had this conversation, but I want you to tell everybody how you actually started.
1982, I was this little preppy kid in school. When I say preppy, I mean Izod shirt with a button-down collar on the top of it. And,
Yeah, that's preppy.
And corduroys. I was
Yeah,
a
that's
prep.
totally
I remember
preppy.
getting your lunch money.
Probably you did. A guy like you. And
No, I was preppy too.
my friends were in a band, and they asked me if I would sing, and we decided to do Back in Black. And I remember the first time, you know, at the high school, the curtain opened up, and it seemed like everyone from high school was there. There was like 400 people in the
They
auditorium.
probably were.
Yeah.
Probably.
Everybody from high school was, and that was Longwood?
Longwood, yep.
Yeah, that's a big
And
school.
I just remember singing the whole song. I didn't move a muscle. I was frozen. And there's pictures. I should have brought that picture.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I
Should
would
have brought that picture with
That
me.
was you like this?
Yeah, me with a perm. I had a perm, and I had black corduroys on, and a leopard skin vest. Don't ask me. It was the early '80s, but
Listen, that was apropos. for
Early
that.
80s,
It was
everybody
good.
had an afro and corduroy.
well, I wanted to be Ron Duguay back then, so I had.
Are you a hockey fan?
I was, yeah. I used to.
Oh, okay.
So I remember, and as soon as it got done, you know, people actually applauded, so that meant we didn't suck.
That was good. Yeah, that's a good
And then
start.
on Monday, walking in school, and everyone from the jocks to the greasers to everybody in the school all of a sudden saw me, slapped me on the back, great job. And that's where I think my personality changed. Now, I don't want to say, it's like Clark, this is Clark Kent. When I do that, that's Superman. It's 2 hours of being somebody that I'm not.
Right.
It's always been that way. You know, I get off that stage and I really, well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a rock star. Thankfully, the guys in my band aren't rock stars. We don't walk around like we're rock stars. We're just happy to
Right.
be in the position that we're in. We're happy.
Do what you love. I mean, and bring joy to a lot of people that love the
Right.
music.
That's it.
And I got to tell you, when you guys are on stage, you're rock stars.
No,
you,
I know.
you totally amazed me when I went and seen you guys. We actually went to see Whitesnake a cover band.
Torelli, Mike Torelli.
Right.
Torelli,
Because
yeah.
Les Jensen was playing?
Les Jensen.
Yeah,
He's
Les.
the bass
Yeah,
player,
Les.
right.
And Ralph
Les
does the
Jensen,
sound
right,
for them.
Ralph.
I mean, Ralph.
So
is
we actually went there,
talented.
you know, to go support them, and you came on and kicked ass.
Yeah.
That I was like, holy shit!
Well,
I thought I was back in the Palladium.
Yeah, that was a night of just fantastic music
Yeah,
all around because
right.
they're great musicians. I forget the name of the band. Oh my God.
Slide It In, I think?
Slide It In, yes,
Right.
that's right. They were great, and then you guys came on, and I really hadn't seen you prior to that. I knew you sang with the band. I knew of the band. That was my first experience actually listening to the band, and I'm telling you, I almost, you know, was sitting. We were with friends. We brought friends with us and having a couple of drinks. I almost forgot that, like, it wasn't AC/DC. I know that sounds silly, but you just kind of forget.
Yeah, you kind of forgot
Because
that
even-
it wasn't them. You know.
Right,
Right.
because even your guitarist,
My guitar
He's-
player is probably the second best Angus in the world. And
Amazing.
You know, he's a lefty, but you would never know. So we
Who's
call
the
him-
first? Angus.
Angus is the best.
Yeah.
And then my guy Mike.
Right.
Mike is a lefty, so we call him the mirror image of Angus.
That's funny. I've seen him, and it's
he's
amazing.
great.
It's
amazing. Really quick, before we go any further, can you introduce the band and who does what, just so you get their names out there? And,
All right, well,
you know,
there's
give them a
Michael
shout out?
Hughes. Michael Hughes plays Angus Young. He's from Pennsylvania. Then the other two founding members with myself are Bill Vosha. He's the Malcolm, and he's out of Virginia now.
Wow.
And then Billy Ralph is my drummer, and he lives right here in Ronkonkoma. He's a regular old, you know,
Guy
sanitation guy like the rest,
Guy-
like
guy
everybody
going to
else, a
Best
real
Jet
hard
shopping,
worker.
yeah.
And then the newest member of the band, he's been in the band for 12 years, but he's the newest member, is Bill Bowden, one of my friends from elementary school. I used to play deck hockey with him. So,
Wow.
you know, it's a marriage of 5 different people that is held together for
I'm just going to ask you how many
15,
years.
16
Wow.
years.
That's
We had
crazy.
one person leave only because he moved out of state. So that's how my bass player came in. And the original guitar player we had just was great, really nice guy. Just Mike was better. And Mike had been originally with, as I told you earlier, the band Heat Seeker. That's how I first got introduced into the tribute world.
Well, you know, bands, you mentioned the word marriage. I always say it's like a marriage. Marriages can be challenging at times. That's just two people or a relationship. I say this all the time.
She looks
when
at
Tells
you.
me. Tells me all the
You
time.
know, when you're in a band,
You're a challenge.
yeah, but it's like being married to 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, people.
It's all different personalities.
Very tough. So
Yeah.
to be able to, well, first of all, for AC/DC, 43 years, but for your band at 15 years, that's an accomplishment
Yeah.
because that's not always so real easy.
We
You know,
we're all very different people. We all come from different walks of life.
And you live far enough away from each other.
Well, we all started on Long Island. It's
Right.
just, over the years with jobs and families and things like that, people sort of branched out. But again, it's the music and it's the camaraderie that we've always held the 5 of us together. And while I'm probably not the best Brian Johnson or Bon Scott impersonator in the world, and I could say that across the board about almost every member of my band, except for my Angus, he is the best at what he does. As a band, as a unit, we are probably the best.
you're
Yes.
amazing.
No
doubt.
I've seen some really good ones. I'm not going to poo-poo anybody else, but there are probably 2 other bands that I would say, okay, yeah, they're really good too. The rest of them are all good. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. It
But
took me a long time to stop being so humble about it.
I'm glad that you're telling it like it is because you
Right.
know what, it's okay.
Listen,
I'm
It's
okay with it.
to
I am.
acknowledge it.
Listen,
It's
when
I'm
really
okay with it. I'm okay with being the best.
you know what? You know what? Proof in itself is you go to different countries and fill tens of thousands of people in a stadium. You know what I mean? That's an accomplishment. That means you're doing it, man.
That's it.
People like you. You don't suck.
Yeah.
Listen,
You're getting.
there's a
paid
reason
to-
why we were a clue on Jeopardy, okay? Literally, on Jeopardy one night, they were doing things on tribute bands, and Livewire was the clue for the tribute to AC/DC.
Are you kidding?
No kidding. And my phone blew up within 5 minutes of screenshots that people took of the clue.
That's
Well,
yeah, that's great. You know what? I really want you to, if it's okay, if it's not, that's fine too. You have a story about your drummer.
Oh, sure.
Can you tell that?
Sure.
Because I think it's almost like, wow, really? But and amazing and really cool. So
I'll try and
if you
make
would.
it short because we have a lot to talk about, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I was in a band called Heat Seeker. We played down in a little pub in Port Jefferson. Got done playing, and there was this really good-looking blonde at the bar. And I'm like, oh, and then all of a sudden this guy comes over, and he's got his AC/DC vest on. He's got a little rat tail, and it was the girl's husband or boyfriend at the time. So he and I started chatting, and he said, if you ever need a drummer, here's my card. And he hands me the card, and I just kept the card only because, damn, his girlfriend was really hot. So I kept the
Now,
card.
I'm going to interrupt you 1 second. Was the card that he was a drummer, or was it just a business card?
It was just a business card with his name and phone number
right.
on it. and
Okay,
things
so
like
it didn't
that.
actually say drummer.
No,
singer,
oh
or
no,
anything
no,
like that.
no,
Okay.
definitely
that's
not.
important.
Which,
Okay.
yeah, that is important.
Yeah.
So as that band Heat Seeker sort of fell apart and broke up, it turned into a different name, Ball Breaker, for a while. Anyway, that sort of broke apart, and maybe 6 months later, the rhythm guitar player Bill Vosha, who's in this band Livewire now, calls me up and says, I want to do another AC/DC band, but I want to do it right. I want to get the right people. I want commitment, and people know the role and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just done with all this. I said, but I got this card for this drummer. So I dug it out, from my stack of business cards, and there it was. And he called him up, and turns out Billy had never played drums before in his life. So as soon as he got the phone call, he rushed out, bought a drum set, set it up in his basement, put headphones on, and learned AC/DC on his own. Never played the drums before in his life.
Never played the drums before in his life. Goes out, buys a kit, headphones. 3 weeks into it, he's a drummer,
That's
and
great.
he's still a drummer.
He's still in my band, so now, yes. What's that?
He's part of the 15-year.
Oh, yeah, he's been there from the beginning. So
How
now,
does that happen? That's such an.
now he gets to play to
obscure-
Egypt and Spain and Turkey and Honduras and Peru and
Some things I
God
think, you know
bless
what?
him.
around the world.
It goes to prove he wanted it.
He wanted it.
Exactly, and some things are actually also meant to be. I mean,
So
the
you can always
chance
get what you
meeting,
Right.
that whole thing is such a odd story, but it's a great story.
Right. Well,
It's a
that's
great
why
story.
we've always, he's what do we call him?
Is he still with the blonde?
No. He's he's in a much better place right now.
Okay.
He's in a much better place.
Good answer.
Wow.
Good answer.
He's in a much better place. So yeah, that band. Livewire started again without me in a way, and they had another singer, and it just wasn't working out. And I sort of stepped in to help here and there. And next thing I know, like they say about the mafia, every time I think I'm out they pulled me back in, and I was.
Why you got to go refer that to me? You know?
Why you got to talk like this? I can tell. If you just sat there with your hands still, I would never know what you were.
Photo shoot last night.
Your name is Vin, and it ends with an I. I think
right.
I think I can figure it out.
That's right.
If I told you my real last name, you'd know what I was. So.
Is that really not your last name? And you have to
No, it's Antashevsky.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Polak.
Because Antos, I was thinking that sounds Greek.
Greek.
Yes, everybody
Kabasi.
thinks that. I'm thinking,
I
that
got
doesn't
the
really
sauce,
look Greek,
you get
but
the
you don't
kibas.
always, you know.
That's it.
That's so funny. So you guys travel. You
Yes,
guys
we do.
travel a lot. Like Vinny just said, you've been all over.
A couple of years ago, we did. We were fortunate enough to be asked to do some shows for the troops, and we were in Egypt for a couple of shows,
That is
and
great.
then we went to Spain, and then Turkey. 11 days we were
Did you
out.
see the pyramids?
From the plane, we wanted to go. We had actually a day of sightseeing scheduled, but it was during the time Mubarak was being ousted, and Egypt was not good.
A lot of
Yeah.
unrest.
And
scary
so we were
times.
confined to
Scary
the base. But we got to fly in Black Hawk helicopters
Holy shit.
up and down the Sinai Peninsula, which was an experience, you know.
In
And we
itself,
landed on a
yeah.
plateau out in the desert. It was just a great
You know,
experience.
it's just sad what's going on in that part of the country. My parents had gone to Egypt. I'm of Middle Eastern descent, and I have relatives over there and stuff. And they went in 1979. There was unrest there at the time. I think it was Ayatollah Khomeini had taken the hostages at that time. But they describe it as a place unlike anything else out of a book. My dad said it was like a Cecil B. DeMille movie.
Right.
Just how unbelievable it was. It's just sad that where everybody's at. You know
I
what
always
mean?
just
It's-
picture a lot of sand.
But there's
was-
so much. But there's so much.
I
there,
didn't
really.
picture that because, again, I think probably in the 70s or 80s, my mom and grandmother went there, and I remember seeing pictures. So, but you see, you know, when someone takes a picture, they're going to take a picture of the Sphinx or the pyramid. I had no idea how close they had built up housing right up against the pyramids.
Oh,
So, yeah,
really?
when you fly over the top, it's like, oh, there's the pyramids. Oh my God, there's a city right 2
Yeah.
blocks away.
Yeah.
It's,
Really?
Yeah, it's
I always
right
thought
there
the pyramids all by themselves.
in the middle of
and-
nowhere.
Right,
It's not
vast
like that.
desert,
It's
yeah.
not like
It's not
that.
like that. It's literally there's Manhattan, and then there's the Taj Mahal in Vegas.
that's
It's
right.
like just like that,
Like
Holy
that.
crap.
almost like
The
that.
troops must have loved you, though. I mean, they can so identify with just that's American. I mean, AC/DC is really, you know,
Right.
rock and roll American. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, very.
They're not necessarily
familiar.
apple pie, but you
Well,
know what I'm saying.
I think I want to say they're number 5 in the all-time selling.
Well,
on
Back in Black is
albums.
#1 hard rock album, and I think #2 or maybe 3 right now, between like Thriller and the Eagles' greatest hits.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, as American band, I mean, as bands, they're number 5 in America all time.
Oh yeah,
You know,
That used to be
you
my-
selling.
got the
Yeah.
Beatles. You know,
Back in Black used to
Zeppelin
be my
and
ringtone
Stones.
for a long time on my phone. And my cousin, who was older than me, every time my phone rang, he'd get really pissed. What the hell's that ringtone? I'm like, it's Back in Black, and it's a great, it's a great ringtone.
And now it's a commercial for almost everything.
Yeah.
Back in
It's a
Black.
great song.
And I just was the other day, just had my back to the TV, and I heard "Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution." I turn around, it's an Applebee's commercial.
Really,
So they're
it's
making
like-
bank on that whole album right now.
Good.
But you said they're humble guys, right? Because you always think, you know, you think AC/DC and loud and crazy music, you figure loud and crazy guys, you know. But you said they're pretty
Normal,
humble, very low key.
They don't walk around with security around them. They don't ride around in a limo. I mean, I'm sure when they go from a hotel to the venue,
Right.
they have to get there in a limo. But in the regular, everyday meeting of fans, they are simple guys. Sit down, have a pint
So-
with you, and that's it.
So if you become the singer of AC/DC, you're going to be the only guy with security?
I'm gonna be the only exact, and you're gonna be
And-
the head of
and
my
it's
security
gonna be
man.
Vin.
That's right.
Is that
That's
the
how I
deal?
knew he was going to have security.
Is that the deal?
So we have some videos because time goes by really fast.
Well, first of all, if I was the singer in AC/DC, I would need security because half the world would want to kill me because they're not happy about this.
Yeah, and we're going to
Well,
talk
you
about
got
that. I
me.
want to show the video, but before more time goes by. But then we're going to talk about that. Now, do you want to show the CBS video first? What do you want?
You can do
You
that
tell me,
one.
what do you- you tell
know
me.
what? I don't know. Play
Live wire?
play the TNT video first. That's probably the best video of the bunch.
Okay. So which one is that, Rosie?
No,
I don't know, I mean-
TNT from
Because I don't know if it's down here. She's got Live
on there.
Wire, Shot Down in Flames, CBS, and Rosie.
do Live Wire.
Okay. All right, Janine, do you mind going to the Live Wire video for
Going
us?
to the video.
Going to the video.
That's the one.
That's
Okay.
it.
Look at that thing.
Awesome.
There you have it. Now, that was in Bethlehem, PA,
Yes, at
Right.
the Sands Casino.
at Sands Casino
About a year and a half ago.
I had asked you while that video was playing, it's got to feel overwhelming with a rush of emotion even, you know, like maybe first or second time out when a crowd, just when you grab a crowd like that with such anticipation and, you know, enthusiasm. It's crazy.
Again, you start out as a little bar band, and you have you have those maybe 10 people with their hands in the air during
Right.
TNT, and then you get to the point in where we are now, where if I play in front of 1,000 people or 2,000 people or 10,000 people, and I egg them on to put their fists in the air and say, "Oh," almost like Dee Schneider used to do with us on Long
Yeah.
Island,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
put your fist, and we did it, you know,
Right.
and so now I get to do that, and I get to see 1, 2, 10,000 people do that. Yeah. All of a sudden, your brain goes, how did this happen to you?
Right.
You're just a stupid dad from Coram, New York, you know, with a dumb job, 9 to 5 job. And here you are.
It's
Getting
magical.
10,000
And
people
right-
to put their hand in the air.
and you
'cause
know
I
what's
told
funny?
them to.
Right, because I told him to. And How
Right.
crazy is that? And every once in a while, your brain switches like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like you were saying, you know, you start off as a little band and then you have that bad weather day where 13 people show up and you still got to sing that.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and it's and now you go there and like, holy shit, it gets packed.
From an audience perspective, being in an audience like that of 10,000 or some odd people, whatever it is, it's that moment of unity and camaraderie
Right.
when everybody's doing the same thing and everybody's feeling that just like that raw. They're all there. They're all enjoying that moment. It's just a great. It's just
You know
a
what's
great
probably
thing for
the-
you. It's a great thing for them. It's just
The
great.
best part
you
of
know?
it is probably that you don't have to get on the phone and call your friends to come down.
Oh yeah, no, these are built-in crowds nowadays. No, we still promote. Trust me, when we play certain places, we have to do our own promotion.
Yeah,
We-
when you're
yeah,
yeah, of course. I mean, when you're local, of course you do your own
you're
promotion.
local.
But it's when you get a gig like that you're like traveling to go do. There's-
We're big in Pennsylvania. I don't know how it happened. We are huge in Pennsylvania. No matter where we play in Pennsylvania, it's typically a big crowd, and they
It's an AC/DC state.
you know
So,
maybe.
You know, I want to touch on. Okay, so Brian Johnson,
Right.
he came down with a health issue
Right.
with his hearing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a singer and not be able to hear yourself. So they needed a new singer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So fans are not happy from everything I've heard with the Axl Rose thing. I myself was kind of shocked because, you know, he's kind of unreliable, right? He's got some mental issues, which is, you know, that happens.
That comes with being a rock and roll singer.
Guess he ain't coming on the show anytime
but
soon.
unreliable and like cutting shows off and walking off stage. So you wonder why such an established band, you know, at their level and with the fan base that they have and the notoriety, why would they pick an Axl Rose? You were in the running, correct? So give us the spiel on that.
Basically, when the word came out that Brian was going to have to, take a break, because again, it wasn't like he was retiring. You know, you hear all these kind of rumors and everything else, but he wasn't going to be able to complete the U.S. dates. There was 10 more U.S. dates.
Well, what they said was if he continued, he would totally lose his
He would lose his hearing, right?
Right.
So, he had
made
to
the
he had to
decision.
stop, right? And of course, right away, you sort of have those little dreams. Oh, what if, like Rockstar, that movie with Wahlberg.
Right.
You had,
Michael
oh
Del-
my God,
Del
could it-
Judas, you know?
yeah, why
Michael
not?
Del Judas.
Yeah, look at Del Judas, exactly. So it was maybe 2-3 days afterwards, and we got contacted by management to send over 2 videos. TNT was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted one Bon Scott video, and they wanted one Brian Johnson video. That TNT was an easy pick for me. It's a very strong audience response. I think everything sounds good. To sit down there now and go over my own material, which I can't stand. I don't know if you do that as a singer. I don't like to watch myself sing. It will ruin moments. It will
I'm my
ruin.
worst-
She's the
I'm
worst
my worst
critic.
critic.
Right, yeah, because
I
you're going
hear
to pick yourself
awful,
out.
and everybody's like, "Oh, that's great."
So here I am sitting there looking at all my
Maybe
videos
not
going,
awful.
nope, nope, nope. It's almost like, what's that, Tinder? Swipe it right, swipe it right, swipe it right. No good, no good. So it took me a little bit to find another, because again, I'm handing this off to AC/DC. You know, if I want a shot.
Gotta be the
So,
best.
right, for about 2 or 3 weeks, I sort of went to bed every night going, oh, please, please, please. And you heard the rumors about Axl. and you watch the internet totally lose their mind. How could they go with that? That's not. It can't be happening. Axel's so unreliable. You know, he doesn't fit. You know, myself. I listen. The word I got was, "You are a long shot on a short list," which that's fine with me. I would have picked maybe 5 other people that could have taken that spot before Axel.
And you could have been one of them.
Well, yeah, but I'm not even talking about me. Let's
But
say
I'm
you
saying, but you could have been one of them.
Right. You go
No
with somebody
doubt.
known. Let's just say. Let's say they decided they had to go with somebody known because the backlash is going to be horrific, most likely. You know, for whoever steps into those on that stage. I didn't think Axel would be the one. You know,
I was
and
surprised.
then especially as you saw the internet losing their mind over the thought of Axel doing it. That said, Axel's doing it. I'm not selling my tickets. I'm going to go to see AC/DC. I'm going to go because, you know, it's the music. It's the whole. It's still Angus. It's not like you put 5 different guys on stage. Yeah,
Right,
Malcolm's not there anymore. That sucks.
It happens.
Right. But I got Cliff there, the bass player. You have Chris Slade playing drums, who played drums for almost 10 years during one of the most popular times. You have Malcolm Young's cousin, playing his spot right now. So it's still in the family. I'm going, regardless of whether it's Axel or
And
not.
that's cool. That's,
Right.
I mean, that's good.
I've
You
seen
got
the
your
videos
tickets?
from you. I had my tickets anyway. We were going. You know,
Right.
Mary and I are going to that show. And
Where is it?
At the Garden.
Okay.
And it's, you know, quite possibly going to be the last United States show that they do, because that was the last stop on the U.S. tour before they were supposed to go to Europe and everything else. So they postponed all those dates. They're in Europe now. So when they come through the States, the Garden should be their last show. So I'm not missing. I don't want. Listen,
Yeah. No, of course not.
It's history. Most likely
Right.
it's going to be history. So
Right.
you're going to go.
Right.
And we all pray for the little rumors we hear that, you know, Brian might show up for that last show. And you know,
And listen, you know, for you to even be acknowledged
Yeah, because
on that short list,
yes, I was
that
happy.
in itself,
I
mean,
was-
with the pot of gold to have you been chosen,
right.
of course, but to be on that short list is amazing.
And
You
they
know?
even have guys like Mike Del Judas hit me up and say, because I've known Mike for since Mike was living around the corner from me in Quorum. He lived over in Quorum, just so you know. I've known Mike. To have him even say, "Hey, good luck, man. You know, it can happen." You know,
Oh,
you
Right.
just-
Right.
you kind of think about
Hey, you know what? Brian might show up because Axel might not show.
listen,
Chances are Axel won't show, you know.
maybe Axel's straightened himself out. Maybe chemically imbalanced was his problem. Who knows? Hopefully his ego is in check and he doesn't pull the stuff that he pulled, you know, all those years ago.
Yeah, because that's just a diss to everyone
Right.
to be like that.
I-
you know,
but
it's just-
from what I'm hearing, the videos I'm seeing, I'm about 40% happy with what I've seen. You know, some of the newer Brian songs, I don't think Axel's doing justice to, but some of the older Bon Scott songs, he sounds pretty good. So, but I'm
It
going
is what it
anyway.
is, yeah. and you're going with somebody who I happen to love, so I'm going to give her a shout out right now because I know she's watching. My sister from another mother, Marion. I love you, girlfriend.
Soul sisters.
And my soul sister, absolutely. And you guys are, I have to tell you.
That's
sometimes
the first
just
time you
need-
really saw me was that night,
Right.
and that was by mistake. That
It was, but I mean, she loved the band, and I remember her saying, "Oh, I hope it's okay if I say this, but oh, he's really cute, and you know, I want to meet him."
she was wrong.
I said that too.
She was wrong. I
Oh,
know.
so cute.
She won, but I was like, really, I was happy for her, and then I just saw on Facebook that the relationship started to go on, and I have to tell you, I smile when I see the pictures of you guys because you're really happy. You're at a point in your life when you find somebody that just makes you feel good, and you guys seem to do a lot of adventurous things and have fun together. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, when all is said and done, you've entertained and did what you love, and you're with a girl right now that's just so awesome.
How many
and
kids do you have?
happy.
2.
2? Want to give them a shout?
Are they watching?
They're not watching.
They're
They don't,
gonna
they,
watch.
they don't care anymore. They're 20
gonna
and
watch.
16.
Yeah, that's
They're
like
not
my boys,
watching.
too. That's like
but
my
it's
boys, too.
Kaylee and Sydney, and they're 20 and 16, and they are the best 2 things that ever happened to me in my life.
The
Honest to
light of
God.
your lives, yeah.
But listen, they don't care about me anymore when it comes to rock and roll.
Well, my
It's-
guys don't
they
really
see it.
watch
It's
the
been
show or
15
anything
years they've been
either, so,
watching me
yeah.
do this. You know.
Listen, our kids don't watch our show
Yeah,
either.
they don't.
you
They're
know?
busy doing their
We
thing,
have
which
to
is
tell
okay.
we have to tell them we mentioned you and tell them what time it was on. Like, when we rewatch the show, or she rewatches it.
I like to watch
We say,
it
oh,
and see it.
at 5:24 we mentioned your name, so you got to tell them so they can fast forward and go right to that point.
They're
Yep.
thankfully both my daughters are into rock and roll too. You know?
Okay, I was
Now
gonna ask you-
I'm not gonna piss on any kind of other type of music, but they are into rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, listen, I like all kinds of music. I
So do
happen
I,
to
but-
be, and I sing some different stuff, but my heart is singing rock and roll. I do other stuff as well, but my heart is, I'm a rock chick. I love
Right.
my rock and roll,
Well,
you know?
I have to take my kids to some of these shows. I've had to over the years. So
Mm-hmm.
like I said, thankfully they haven't gone into other types
Because
of
they
music.
haven't
Where I'm
hated
like,
you for that.
I don't want to be here.
Right,
You know,
right.
I've been to some shows with my kids, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till that band comes around again because I want to go see this
Right,
again.
right.
You know?
Now, are they musically inclined, either one of them?
My little one, Sydney, is a singer. She has her own little band right now.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And how old is she?
She's 16.
Okay, good for her.
She did Coffee House a couple years ago and did Drops of Jupiter and nailed it. It was beautiful.
Great.
Wow.
She's the same day, which we're going to get to this, the day that we're doing the benefit for the troops at the Emporium, is of course her first real gig. She's doing a bunch of songs for a backyard party.
Oh,
I know I'm going to miss it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going
you
to
know
miss
what?
it.
That's what happens with.
That's
and she'll
exactly
understand-
it.
She'll understand that someday.
I've
because
seen
she'll-
everything else,
yeah.
thank God. I've
Yeah.
seen, I've seen her sing about 5 or 6 times. She's great. Her band of friends, from high school, and
And what do they do?
Well,
What
that's
kind of
great.
music? Covers? And
they have a couple originals that they work on, but they're doing covers. They're doing some Zeppelin, and they do some Fall Out Boy, and they're doing
Great.
Weezer, and so they're
Wow.
kind of they're
That's
all
great.
over. They're all
Well,
over the
Sydney,
map.
you keep doing what you're
you gotta
doing,
bring
girl,
her up to the
because
beach one night when the 45s are playing. We'll get her up there.
We'll get her up there.
Yeah, she can
I-
come do a song with me
I would
anytime.
love to get her to walk
Anytime.
in there one night and and sing. If she, it's amazing. The first time I saw her, you know Eugene from Completely Unchained.
Yes,
Gene.
yes. Mhm.
Okay, he was doing that like idol.
Yes.
but,
Yeah,
Yeah,
long
I
for a
was-
while.
I was a judge
so
one
he
time
did
on
one
that,
at her middle school, and that was the first time I watched her sing, and she. I told you the first time I sang, I stood like this, and I didn't move a muscle, and I was frozen in time. She was walking across the stage and moving the mic from one hand to the other and acknowledging her friends like she'd been on stage for 10 years.
You know what I attribute a lot of that to? I always say now, their generation, these kids are so poised, they're so comfortable, and I really think it's because they have the internet. When we grew
They
up,
watch.
there was Don Kirshner's rock concert, which I watched every Saturday after Saturday Night
Right.
Live, on,
Right.
but there wasn't a whole lot. You can sit at that computer now, these kids, and just watch video after video and watch tutorials and all different things. I think it brings a whole new
And
dimension
the
to
thing is, you could pick
to
what
these-
you want to watch too.
Right.
Right.
That when we, coming out of high school, right at the end of high school, we had MTV, but you had to sit and watch every video.
Whatever was on there,
So
right.
yours came up.
Right.
Until Iron Maiden came
Right.
on. I had to
Yeah,
sit there and watch the
exactly.
Now,
Madonna and
we have-
Aha.
we
I
have
don't
more-
like Mondays and all.
We have more videos that I want to get to because we want to talk about the benefit or whatever.
Right.
So Janine, if we could,
Do the Rosie.
let's do the Rosie video because
This
I want to
is-
get these videos shown.
We spent about $7,000 on this basic 1/3 size inflatable Rosie doll that AC/DC had. Because we figured we're getting to the point where we're playing bigger places and we have to make ourselves different and we have to make it so you want to come back and see us, and we had to make ourselves better than the other AC/DC bands that are out there. Because there's a lot of them, but the
Well,
difference
yeah.
between them and us is the show that we're going to bring you. And
Right.
it's equated to the crowds that you see, and it's equated to the money that I end up making at the end of the year, thank God. But
Exactly.
it was
Well,
an,
you gotta-
an investment
get
that's
out
paid
what
us
you
back.
put in sometimes too. So Janine, if you can run that Rosie video, that would be really awesome. Thank you.
won't tell you a story. Woman I know, I come to love you. She steal the show. She ain't exactly pretty, ain't exactly small. 42, 30 now, 56. You can say she's got it all. She ain't no very sorry. She ain't no skinny bone. Got you feeling like a cat, weighing in 19 stone.
That was awesome. So while you guys are watching the video, we had asked Chris the size of that Rosie doll is like 27 by 35. Mm-hmm. So can you tell everybody real quick the story about getting her in costumes?
We had.
I think it's really cute.
We were doing a big AC/DC festival in Peru. They paid to have Rosie flown down there under the plane, and of course, when we got there, there was a little bit of a language barrier. So here's this giant thing that's sitting right there in front of these custom agents, and they're asking what this is, and we're trying to explain, and no one's getting it. And finally, one customs agent spoke a little bit of English, and he was an AC/DC fan, and I said, do you know a whole lot of Rosie? And he said, yes. I said, you know the doll? He says, yes. I said, it's the doll. And he just sort of opened the top of the bag and went, okay, and closed it. So it took us about 45 minutes to get someone in customs to understand what was going on there, because they were not happy about this big old bag of whatever the hell
crazy,
it was.
But it's really appropriate. It really works well. So I want you to tell us, because time's running fast, you have an event coming up.
Right. June 5th, Sunday, June 5th. There is another group from Long Island called Boots on the Ground. And it's bootsonthegroundnewyork.com. They have done so much for veterans who are coming home.
Great cause.
Soldiers.
And the soldiers that are still over there fighting for us right now. They've done amazing things. They have escorted some funeral processions. They're amazing. And they've worked so hard. And it's one of those charities that you can trust, that the money's not going somewhere else or to some management or, it's going directly to where it has to go. So last year they held an event at the Emporium. They raised 75,000 pounds of supplies that they sent to the troops overseas. He asked us if we would play the event this year. So that's what's going on Sunday the 5th. It starts at 1 o'clock. It's over at 7. We're going to be going on around 3:30. Okay. All they ask, if you go to bootsonthegroundnewyork.com, there's a way to see a whole list of the supplies they would like you to send or bring to the event. Socks and phone cards. And
probably shaving stuff, maybe,
right,
stuff
everything.
like that. Things that a guy would need, right?
Right. Things that these guys can't get over there. Bring some of that with you. They're asking for a small donation at the door, anywhere between $5 and $10. That $5 or $10 is going to go to pay for the shipping to get that stuff over there. So it's not going to the Emporium. The Emporium is basically giving him the room.
And who's running this?
Boots on the Ground.
Boots on the Ground.
Because that's Frank.
That's Frankie Banya.
Because I think Frank's calling in.
Oh,
really?
Fabulous.
I think so.
Okay, great.
Let me see. What do I hit over here? I don't see anything lit up here. Is that Frank?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Frank. Welcome to the Madhouse.
I'm Vinny. This is Janet.
Hi, honey.
As you know, we got Chris here with us. How are you today?
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm on the side of the road on I-70, about 15 miles out of St. Louis right now.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. Give us a little insight. This sounds like an amazing benefit you're going to have. So you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, on June 5th, we're doing this pretty much like our 8th annual pack out. What we do is, and we just did another one in January where we collected 74,000 pounds of supplies to ship to the troops. So we try to do this at least once a year, and pretty much it's an open to the public event, and it's just crazy. Everybody shows up with things to send to the troops. It's one of those things where everybody comes, everybody's hands-on, everybody's involved. They bring the items in, they pack the boxes, they wrap the boxes, they label the boxes. In the meantime, we put some of the best bands that we could find and offer to volunteer their time up on the stage. We just try to make it a big party supporting the troops. It's all about the troops.
Well,
that's awesome. Is there a site that we can go on, or our followers can go on and know what to bring?
You can go to bootsonthegroundny.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is Boots on the Ground NY.
Okay, fabulous. Well, Frank, we will see you there because I checked my schedule. I don't have a gig that day. So I didn't even ask Vinny yet, but I'm guessing we love to support the veterans
we love
and the
to
troops.
support the veterans. You know
So
what?
will you be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Well,
we'll be there. It's an all-day thing. Doors are going to open up at 1 o'clock. We'll be there till at least 8, 9 o'clock. Last time we said we were going to be there for 7 hours. We kept the Emporium open for 12 hours.
Okay, now is there food? So people, if they're hungry and they're staying all day, can they purchase food too while they're there?
Yeah, they can purchase food. The restaurant is open at the Emporium.
Okay.
But also, there's a free buffet that's probably going to happen around 2 or 3 o'clock. We'll have free food for everybody who shows up as well, too.
Well, that's
and it's
fabulous.
family-friendly. There's a kids area. Kids can go up and write letters for the troops. You can sit there and watch the show, drink. It's a little something for everybody. It's a great time.
Well, that's awesome, Frank. And listen, I never ever talk about troops without mentioning my Uncle Paul, who fought in Vietnam, and my nephew Joe, who just came home from Guantanamo. But we will be there to support, and we're going to bring as many people as possible.
And we're gonna look to introduce ourselves to you. We'll find you there somehow, some way. Okay, Frank?
I'll be on stage. We start with a ceremony. You got to hear make sure you're there for 1:30 for the opening ceremony. I have my friend Mike Capasso. He goes up on stage and he does the most insane version of the Star Spangled Banner. You want to be there and hear him play that.
Well, we promise you we will definitely be there. We want to thank you for all your efforts for the troops, past and present, and we look forward to meeting you, Frank. And thank you so much for calling in. And I just want to say, you asked one of the best bands to be up on that stage that day, Livewire. We're big fans. They're great. So thank you for having them as well.
I'm excited. I'm glad Chris said yes. As soon as I called Chris, I don't think he could say yes quick enough.
No, we couldn't.
What we're doing, so.
Fabulous.
Easy.
Well, thank you, Frank. We have to go because we're wrapping up the show now. We'll see you on June 5th.
All right, take care.
Thanks you.
Frank.
Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Okay, Janine, can we run that CBS video? Can we do that? Because that's big. If we can run that CBS video real quick, I think it's really a great thing. So here we go.
Next, imitation, the sincerest form of music.
Partial to AC/DC? Try Livewire. Tribute bands have to pay licensing fees for the songs they borrow, but don't otherwise share the profits. And while the original artists rarely endorse their imitators, they don't discourage them either. Promoter Jeff Parry.
Because let's face it, having all these tribute.
Well, so you even got a nod on CBS this morning, which is
right. Well, that was the first one. Then, like I said, we got the Jeopardy thing. There was a girl in Playboy wearing a Livewire T-shirt, which that was amazing.
That's cool, man.
Oh, I know. We've had some crazy.
How was Jeopardy in CBS?
listen.
What edition was that?
I'm sorry?
What edition was that?
It was October. I think it was October 2014.
Wow.
Well, that's fabulous.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You know what? We get all excited when we came down the road here and seen the One Hot Night sign.
I remember seeing that.
Corner,
right.
on the corner over here. We were driving home
show.
from the studio a couple weeks ago, and when we stopped the corner, I beeped. I said, "Oh, look!"
There it is.
So I want you to look in the camera and tell everybody who may not know about you or where to find you guys, the band, websites, Facebook, whatever.
So
it
they
is.
know your events and where they can go.
Right. It's the website is acdctributeband.com. Don't fall for anybody else's similar websites. And on Facebook, it's Livewire, the Ultimate AC/DC Tribute Band. Again, don't fall for somebody else's. But those are the two biggies. We are, Facebook has been pretty big for us, and it's been, brought a lot of people to our sites. And again, you can check out the videos on YouTube. Just, the best way to get lost in Livewire world is just put in Livewire Back in Black. And it was from the Patchogue Theater. That's That's one of the first videos we posted. It's not a great video because again it's older,
Right.
but from there you can find any video. We've got too many videos on there. You know, some of them are great, some
No
of them are
such thing
okay.
as too many.
Oh no, there's too many.
Really?
There's too many. But that's been that's it. You know, those three things.
Well, that's how you find them, and also don't forget, June 5th. It's a Sunday. Starts at 1 o'clock. Get down there. Help support the troops.
That was the flyer right there. There's the flyer
Yeah,
right
the flyer's
there.
up there.
Yep.
You
You're
can
gonna
go
get
to
this- right.
bootsonthegroundny.com to get all the information you need. A minimal donation, $5, $10. Everybody's got that. We spend that on coffee in a week. Think about the troops, the
Right.
guys that really need it. This is like they fight for us. They give up a good portion of their
Yeah.
life for us to do this. So
Go on the website. Find out what you could bring.
bring
something,
articles
man.
that they need.
Bring something,
And
man.
come
Just bring a bag and put it in a box. That's called a
right.
pack out.
That's
That's
it.
it.
It's
And
a
it's
pack
kid
out.
friendly, and there's food and great music. Our friend Chris Santos and his wonderful bunch of cronies from Live Wire, the AC/DC tribute band. Support them whenever you can. Support the troops by coming out Sunday, June 5th. Chris, I want to thank you for being here.
Thanks,
And-
guys.
and
Janet, Vin, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, buddy.
Sorry it took me so long to get here, but this is probably the best
That's
time to
okay.
get here because
Yeah.
this is a great event,
Listen,
and I'm glad
things-
we're promoting this.
Things work out when they work
Right.
out, and that's a great thing. And all the love to my sister Marion. I love you, girl.
And you're going to be close to everybody.
Exactly. No reason not to show up now.
There you go.
That's right. And find us on Facebook, Soluri Glory Hour. Like us, tell your friends, tune in. Anybody with talent that wants a little notoriety, come on the show, contact us.
Can I do one more shameless plug?
Absolutely.
All right. End of July, we are playing at the Jones Beach Band Shell, the Friday
Oh,
nights.
love it there.
So we're out there, and that's the tug of war for the firefighters
Firefighters,
and
police,
right,
NYPD.
police guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's our other big Long Island gig right now, and otherwise you will not see us until November at 89 North.
Okay.
Wow. So
Okay.
we got
That's
June,
it. That's it
June
on
and
the-
July. We're back to back.
June,
months.
July, and then that's it. And then
Okay.
we don't play Long Island that much, but
But that's okay. It makes us want you, when
That's
you're around,
exactly it.
everybody comes out and sees you. So that's great. Again, don't forget Sunday, June 5th, Chris Santos from Live Wire. Until then,
Thanks for watching in. Love you guys.
have fun. Graduates, be safe out there. Everybody enjoy your holiday weekend.